All right, chat. Good morning. I left my coffee on the other table, but that is all right. It's locked and loaded time. It's time to get going, guys. It's Wednesday, September 3rd, 9 a.m. my time. We have some big, exciting breaking news to talk about. Always looking at the Squawk Box. Shout out to the Squawk Box. Shout out to CNBC, Andrew Ross Sorkin, the other guy. I always forget his name, but bro is massively bullish on Bitcoin now after speaking to Saylor, Anthony Pompliano, and all these guys for years now. But the thing that we are focusing on right now, ladies and gentlemen, Fed Governor Waller says over the next 3 to 6 months, we could see multiple cuts coming in. So I'm going to play this quick clip of Fed Governor Waller saying this, and then we are going to turn our attention to another post about the Federal Reserve. And then we're going to take a look at a quick clip of Congressman Hill talking about the Clarity Act. So we'll start with this video here, and then we'll go from there.
So for me, I think we need to start cutting rates at the next meeting. And then we don't have to go in a locked sequence of steps. We can kind of see where things are going because people are still worried about tariff inflation. I'm not, but everybody else is. So I would say over the next 3 to 6 months, we could see multiple cuts coming in. Whether it's like every meeting, we'll have to wait and see what the data says.
Interesting. So he says he thinks we are going to see multiple cuts incoming over the next couple months to the end of the year. So the probability of the Federal Reserve lowering interest rates in September rises to 98%, guys. I mean, shoot, 98%. If you are somebody with a gambling nature, this is where you would take some of your cryptocurrency that you don't mind losing and you go over to Polymarket with it. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. This is not my actions. I have not done this. However, things like this, I mean, I'm interested. If you got a little ETH laying around, you go on Polymarket, you place a bet. The bet is by September 31st, right? At the end of September, are the interest rates going to be lowered or not? If you think yes, then you place your bet. Well, according to this poll, 98% of individuals think the rates are being cut. Now, I don't know where this is coming from. Bitcoin junkies. Polymarket, obviously they have everything right there, clear as day. How much money's on it, how many people. It's very nice. So the point is this, guys. If we get, so we hear Fed Governor Waller talk about rate cuts. He thinks we'll get them. Jerome Powell has made speeches recently discussing how they might change their stance because of the data. Now 98% of people think that we are lowering. Let me just remind you guys of something. If we lower, and then we get Congressman Hill right now talking about the Clarity Act, and then we get the Clarity Act over the next couple of weeks, and then in October, the SEC approves all of the ETFs, and the M2 money supply is on track. Guys, if you're selling now, oh man, don't be that guy. Have a little bit more patience, guys. If you have to wait until Q2 2026, who cares? But everything that we're looking at here in the coin zone, everything last week, the week before, the week before that, the week before that, this week, I mean, I wouldn't be selling right now if I were you guys. That's just my 2 cents. And all my cents are in crypto. So stupid. All right. Well, thank you guys for my corny jokes. This is what I want to play now. Let's play this quick clip. It's 1 minute and 14 seconds long, but it's about the Clarity Act. Now, I talked about this yesterday, talked about it a bunch of times. Individuals like Cynthia Lummis in Congress are pushing this forward. So are other individuals. Cynthia Lummis has her bill with Kirsten Gillibrand, a bipartisan Republican and Democrat bill. Love to see it. Appreciate all 19 of you guys tapping in with me right now, early in the morning. If you don't follow us here at the Coin Zone on X or subscribe to us on YouTube, make sure to do that for me. Appreciate you guys. Not 21 of you in here. So let's play this quick clip real quick from Matt Hill, or yeah, whatever his first name is, I forget. And then we'll go from there. It's about the Clarity Act.
Mr. Chairman, let me get your take on the digital assets legislation. You just mentioned the Genius and Clarity Acts. The Senate Banking Committee still discussing the framework for that Clarity Act. Senator Tim Scott chairs the committee, and he said that he believes there will be between 12 to 18 Democrats open to voting for market structure on digital assets. How are you expecting this to play out?
Well, I really enjoyed working with Kirsten Gillibrand and Cynthia Lummis, both who've been real leaders. Chairman Tim Scott in the Senate has put together a working group on the digital assets framework. The Clarity Act in the House, which I wrote, got 78 Democrat votes here in the House. Back in July, we sent that to the Senate with really a suspension level vote. We got such overwhelming support by Democrats and Republicans. I would hope that the Senate would consider taking up the Clarity Act in their process and simply making improvements to it. I think that would be a great approach. But Tim Scott and his working group and the leadership of Subcommittee Chair Lummis and John Bozeman on the Ag Committee, they all have this at a top priority, and I hope we can get this done in the next few weeks.
Let me get.
Wow. So he hopes that we can get this done, excuse me, in the next 2 weeks, he said. Now, I also just want to go ahead and show you guys this image as well, because I talked a lot about, Kristen Gillibrand, Cynthia Lummis. He just mentioned those names as well. But there's also people within the crypto space that have been going to DC for a couple of years now to fight for crypto. One of those individuals is Charles Hoskinson. And months ago, I think even November it was, right? So like 10 months ago-ish now, right? 11 months ago. I think it was November, Charles Hoskinson posted this photo with Tim Scott. So the bro is going to DC, meeting with individuals like Tim Scott. And when he says on live streams and stuff, I think we'll get the clarity at some point in September or October. And bro said that 6 months ago. And now we hear guys like Congressman Hill and all these people saying, yes, September or October we'll get the clarity. Pretty trustworthy. When you have insider friends like Mr. Tim Scott, who we just saw on the screen here, right? There he is. That's Tim Scott. And here he is again. So, guys, it's good to have pull, right? This is Charles Hoskinson, obviously the founder of Cardano. So I think that's very bullish news for ADA fans, for altcoin fans in general. It's time for altcoins and ETH to start outperforming Bitcoin and to start taking over. That's just what's happening. I think that's where we're at in the cycle. Chat, interact with me in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. We got almost 40 of you guys on with me now. Where do you think we're at in the cycle? Is anybody pooping their pants? Are we scared about the markets? Or do we just want this guy to lower the rates and then we're all happy again because things are going to pop off? I don't know. It's up to your discretion. But here at the Coin Zone, we look at all angles and sides. And in my opinion, I think everyone was so shocked and this man got so much hate from the last Fed meeting where he didn't lower the rates that he's going to lower it this time. Again, I don't know how much pressure someone could take from Trump before they're just like, oh, Jesus, fine. I feel like that's kind of where we're at. Is Trump has just been too late, Powell. He's too late. What a horrible person he is. He's just too late, Powell's what he calls him. How much of that do you think Jerome is just like, this guy is freaking annoying. If I just lower the rates, I'll get him off my back. There is some data to support that we could do this, potentially. It would make sense. I think he's at this point, maybe in the stage of his career. His contract is going to be up soon, I believe. Bro's going to be out of the building. So what are his options? Are his options to play politics and make things intriguing, exciting, yet difficult for this administration? To piss off Trump? Maybe. Do I personally think that's his angle? No, I don't. I think when you're Jerome Powell and you've had this seat for a couple of years and you were with the previous administration, and then this new administration comes in and starts doing tariffs and all these things, and it really shakes up the market and goes against the plan that you had as the Fed chair, yeah, no, I understand why they have differences of opinion. I don't think it's a political thing for Jerome. Maybe a little bit. I wouldn't doubt it, but I don't think it's its entire driver. At the end of the day, I understand it, but at the same time, you still hinder the success of the administration if you don't do the things that the president asks you to do based on data that shows that you can do that thing, which is to cut the rates. Now, I've talked to people about this. I've talked to real estate owners about this, you know, who are 60s, you know, in their 60s, have multiple commercial real estate or residential real estate. I've talked to a bunch of people about this. There's some people that don't think the rates should have been cut, but an overwhelming majority of people that I speak to think that they should have. It's interesting though. I'm here to look at and listen to all angles and sides. So Chad, if you think that the interest rates still shouldn't be cut, let me know. I don't hear that often. One argument for this would be, and I mentioned this before, Patrick Bet-David actually proposed this and mentioned this. If you want to see an amazing piece of content on YouTube, I would suggest go watching the Jubilee video that Patrick Bet-David just did. Talked about capitalism, all these things. It was great. But he made a point where saying if the Fed held until the end of the year, 2026 could be an unreal year for gains in crypto, the stock market, etc. So it's like, you know, the narrative there is if you wait to cut the rates for a specific time and then throw everything up crazy all at the same time, you're just going to see an incredible run in these markets. So I don't know, maybe that's where we're headed, but the sentiment now is, guys, we're getting a rate cut in September, 98%. That's how we're feeling. Gandhi, what is good, brother? Appreciate you for tapping in. This is what's going on, guys. We got 74 of you guys on the stream now. Jerome Powell is going to cut the rates. Trump is going to be happy about it. Things are going to start flying. Tim Scott, Senator Hill. Are we getting the Clarity Act in a couple weeks? It's what it looks like, guys. It's a very bullish way to start off the morning here on Wednesday, September 3rd. Here at the Coin Zone, what are we looking at? We're looking at potential Fed rate cuts, multiple, before the end of the year. We're also looking at potentially the Clarity Act being passed in a couple weeks. Those are two hugely bullish things, guys. Hugely bullish things. And I'm leaving out other bullish stuff too. We're just talking about those two things. So stick around here at the Coin Zone. As you guys know, we go live every single day. We're also bringing you other types of videos as well, educational videos. We have a video coming out today, an interview that I did with Vijay, who was a Bitcoin maxi, and now he's a very, very big Caspa supporter. So go learn. That one's going to be coming out soon. That was an awesome sit down. You're going to learn a lot. Awesome interview. So go check the Coin Zone on YouTube. Subscribe to us. Wait for that one to come out shortly. Give us some love on X too. Make sure to like, subscribe to us, comment on the videos if you guys want to, if you feel like you got value here. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. This is the Coin Zone. My name is Crypto with Paul, and I'll be back to live stream shortly with some more fun topics. So until then, I will see you guys later.